Welcome back to the Irish Bandit channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I, as always, am your host, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit, and here we are talking about my all-time favorite movie. We've gone through 9 through 2, no, 10 through 2, sorry. Don't know where that came from. We talked about 10 through 2, but here we are today talking about my all-time favorite movie. I absolutely love this movie, and it's a complete tonal shift from Boondock Saints and Boondock Saints 2. Because admittedly, for the longest time, The Boondock Saints was my all-time favorite movie. And then this movie came out, and I watched this movie, and I love this movie. I bought this movie when it came out on DVD, like back in 2014. That was a while ago. Almost, God, going on, it's going to be 10 years in like 2024. Wow. Where does the time go? Because it only feels like this movie came out recently. I absolutely adore this movie. Everything about it, from its story to its visuals to the music in the movie, direction, animation. Yes, it is an animated movie. I absolutely love everything about this movie. And yeah, I don't think there's much more to say, so let's just talk about it. My all-time favorite movie, Inside Out. And I was wrong. Inside Out actually came out June 19th of 2015. It did not come out in 2014, it came out in 2015. It was directed by Pete Docter with a screenplay by Dr. Meg Lefauve. I can't say French names. And Josh Cooley, with a story by Pete Docter and Ronnie Del Carmen. Was produced by Jonas Rivera and had the voice talents of Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith, Richard Kind, Bill Hader, Lewis Black, Mindy Kaling, Caitlin Diaz, Diane Lane, and Kyle MacLachlan. Cinematography by Patrick Lynn, who did camera, and Kim White, who did lighting. And music by Michael Giacchino. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It was produced by Walt Disney Pictures and Pixar Animation Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It had a budget of $175 million and a total box office of $858 million. I'm not going to go too much into the plot of the movie, just little stories here. Pete Docter conceived Inside Out in late 2009 after noticing changes in his daughter's personality as she grew older, and was subsequently greenlit. How can you not with a story like that? Based on Docter and Del Carmen's remembrances, they adopted an idea involving emotions of the film. During production, the filmmakers consulted psychologists and neurologists in order to achieve greater accuracy in their portrayal of the mind. Development on Inside Out lasted for 5.5 years on an approximate $175 million budget, and the film faced production difficulties, including story changes. What movie doesn't during 5 years? Inside Out debuted at the 68th Annual Cannes Film Festival on May 18th, 2015, and was released in the US June 19th. The film received positive reviews, of course, how could it not? For its craftsmanship, screenplay, subject matter, plot, and vocal performances, particularly those of Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith, Richard Kind, and Lewis Black. I'll talk more about Lewis Black when we talk about the things I like about the movie. The National Board of Review and American Film Institute named it as one of the top 10 films of 2015, and earned $858 million worldwide, finishing its theatrical run as the 7th highest grossing film of 2015. And it was also nominated for 2 Academy Awards, winning the Best Animated Feature and receiving numerous accolades, of course, because it's a fantastic movie. The movie all takes place in the mind of 11-year-old Riley, who her family has moved from their Minnesota home to a new home in California, San Francisco for that matter, which brings up a whole bunch of fun stuff within the movie itself. And while all this is playing out with Riley just feeling homesick about leaving Minnesota, inside her head are her 5 main emotions: joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, played by Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith, Lewis Black, Bill Hader, and Mindy Kaling. And they get into all kinds of adventures, including especially Joy and Sadness, who are sucked out of headquarters, haha, headquarters, and have to try and find their way back to headquarters all the time while anger, disgust, and fear are running Riley's mind. And which, that's basically the emotions of a typical teenager at that point. I mean, honestly, being a teenager myself at that point, 11 years old, you're going through a whole bunch of stuff in your head at that point. But it is such a well-crafted and just well-told movie. And let's talk about the things I loved about this movie. Oh boy, where do I begin with things I love about Inside Out? Can I just say everything and leave it at that? No, I gotta go into more detail about what I loved about the movie. Okay, the music I thought was well written, well done, and just set the tone through the entire movie, especially the main theme you hear at the beginning and the end of the movie. I thought the casting was fantastic for all the roles, especially Lewis Black as Anger. How could you not go wrong with that casting right there? And then, of course, Amy Poehler, Mindy Kaling, Phyllis Smith as well. She just did a wonderful job as Sadness. Bill Hader, I thought, brought that good neurotic energy to Fear. Mindy Kaling bringing off Disgust very well. Richard Kind as Bing Bong, Riley's imaginary friend, was just wonderful. He just, Kind is his last name, but he brought out that kindness in his voice for this. And I've seen Richard Kind in a few different things since then and heard his voice. Like, he played the mayor of Gotham in Gotham, and he does the voice of Andrew's father in Big Mouth, which is a very big shift for him, but man, so good. He does it so well. And he was also in the Michael J. Fox show Spin City many, many years ago. So that's where I saw him from. And what else did I love about the movie? The writing, directing, the visuals of this movie were just wonderful and pleasing to watch as well. And when you get into the story as well, with the two different stories of, Riley being upset because she moved from Minnesota to California, and then everything going on in her head with the 5 main emotions while all this is going on that are fueling her decisions. Like, especially when you talk about later in the movie where she decides to run away from home and go back to Minnesota. That is brought up so well and so well done. What else did I love about the movie? I'll just take my original thought and say everything. I loved everything about this movie. It was so well told, well done. And honestly, I can't really think of too many things that I didn't like about it, but if I had to pick, these would be nitpicks overall, but here's what I guess you can say I didn't like about the movie. So I guess if you want to get nitpicky, some things I didn't like about the movie are that they could have done more with the emotions, on the emotion aspect. Like, we have more than 5 emotions. Like, we have more than just joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear. We have a whole bunch of different emotions that I think they could have tapped into. Now, I've seen different stuff, behind the scenes footage of what they were planning on with a bunch of different emotions. I would have loved to see that. The other big thing that really, really gets me is that there are no plans for an Inside Out 2. Come on. This could be a multi-movie franchise. You already have 2 Frozen movies, and I know they have a 3rd one on the way. I can just feel it. I shouldn't complain too loudly. I love the Frozen movies, but we're not talking about them. But I think it's a damn injustice that Inside Out isn't getting another sequel anytime soon, which I would love to see, because I actually planned it out where if they did more than one movie, I know what they could do for a 2nd and 3rd Inside Out. The 2nd one would incorporate a new emotion, jealousy. That could be a mixture of ooh, 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 I just thought about that right now. Because the story that I have in mind for Inside Out 2 would be Riley's parents have a baby, which brings along jealousy, where anger and disgust have a baby, jealousy. And then in Inside Out 3, it takes place years down the line. Riley's 18 years old now, and we get a new emotion, love. Riley falls in love for the very first time. I think those are movies that I would love to see myself. But as far as Inside Out goes, it's a wonderful movie, and I absolutely adore it. It's no wonder why this is my favorite movie of all time. So as you no doubt can tell, I absolutely love this movie. If I have a little stuffed Sadness, I also have a vinyl pop figure of Sadness and Joy, but I didn't want to dig them out. So you're getting the plush. I guess they're called fabrications. I guess, I don't know, but you're getting the plush version of Sadness here. But anyway, I absolutely love Inside Out. It is a fantastic, wonderful movie that anyone can enjoy and get something from as well. There's just a wonderful message to this movie, and I think everyone should watch this movie. You'll get something out of it. There's something for the kids, something for grown-ups. Younger kids will be amused by the bright colors, and the parents and older kids can find a really fantastic, heartwarming message within this movie, and I absolutely love it. It is my all-time favorite movie. You sit up there, Sadness. Stay. But what did you think of Inside Out? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd really love to read all your comments. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. In the description, you're going to see a link to all of my social media, my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, my Redbubble store, where you can pick up all your Irish Bandit merchandise. You can find that at my Redbubble store, of course. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, tap the bell and you'll be notified whenever a new video goes live. We are done talking about my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Coming on Tuesday, I'm going to have a review of a brand new Netflix series called Human Resources from the twisted minds that brought us Big Mouth. I'm going to be reviewing that because it is a spinoff of Big Mouth, but we'll talk about all that next week, next Tuesday. And then next Thursday, I'm going to have another DDLC mod review talking about one of my favorite mods, Monica After Story. And then coming up the Tuesday after that, I'm going to have an announcement of a brand new series coming to the channel. We'll get in more about that come next Tuesday. Not this coming Tuesday, Tuesday after that, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me for the past 10 episodes. I really, truly appreciate it. And to see that one of the episodes got over 100 views, let's see if this one can do a little better. So anyway, again, thank you so much, guys, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon.